So, how many of you all watching right now, give me a yes if you've also struggled with client onboarding? Because I will be the first to admit that I had like no process. Like I was kind of winging it for years, you know? So, like I mentioned, like I'm the creative agency owner. So, anything creative like is way fun to me and I'll spend all day doing it. Anything lame that has operation side, no, that's why I hire people. So, I literally winged it for years until I was like, okay, this isn't working out. Like, there's no way I can scale and just kind of like guess at client onboarding. So, let me know if you guys also have been kind of in the same situation as I was for a long time. Yes, getting some yeses here. Rachel, Kurt, yes, definitely. So, this is why we have experts like Karl to help, kind of get our minds around, okay, what should this process look like and how can it actually help me grow my agency, right? So that's really what we're going to talk about today. So have some yeses coming in here. Nick, Jose says, yes, after my first big client, I told myself I needed a better onboarding process. Exactly, except for it took me quite a few clients to realize that. So at least you're ahead of me on that one, Jose. So perfect. Okay, so Karl, why, obviously I'm not the only one who's struggled with this. So I guess the first question I have, and by the way, guys, so I'm going to ask Karl some questions here. And then at the end of this, I want you all to also ask Karl some questions. Okay, so that's kind of how this is going to go. So I'm going to start with my questions for him. And then if you guys have any questions at the end, feel free to ask them. All right, so I guess my first question is, clearly I'm not alone because lots of people here are saying yes. They also have struggled with it. So why, Karl, why is this such a struggle bus for us agencies, the client onboarding process?
It's a struggle because it's a transition point. I know one of the comments was, we have a lot of processes, just not for onboarding. Client onboarding is that transition between sales and when they're a client, when you're actually executing on the work, the strategy, training, and implementation. And so you often have a process to make sales go smoothly, or you're working on that. You have a process to deliver the work smoothly, but you may not have that handoff, and that's the client onboarding process. And so a lot of people struggle with that and learn it the hard way. Ultimately, a strategic client onboarding process is going to have three key components. And, we're going to cover a lot of information today. As a bonus for you, I've created a workbook on how to grow your agency from upgrading your client onboarding process. It takes you through an assessment to help you evaluate where you are today, whether you're currently in a difficult situation, okay, or excellent. You can see how you stack up relative to other agencies like yours. And then I have tips to help you make a plan. I also have my 20-page ebook on creating a client onboarding process that's free for you because you're joining through Mod Agency Insiders. And we'll share a link on how to get all of that at the end of today's chat.
Yes, and I have personally seen this. And it's awesome, you guys. So just FYI, you're going to love it. It's super valuable. And I wish I would have had it 10 years ago. Would have helped. So you guys will love this.
Sadly, I don't have a time machine.
I know,
but,
right?
If only. So the three things to a strategic client onboarding process for an agency are these. First, think about creating a great client experience. Second, set and enforce boundaries with your clients. And third, secure the logistics so you have all the details down.